Hello, this is Anjana and welcome to the 5th session on Ruby on Rails. In the previous session, we saw how to save data into the database and learned the basic concept of migrations. In this session, we will build the remaining actions of the kitchenstore application, namely the show, index, edit, and destroy actions, and learn to use some more active record queries. In the previous session, we were working with the create action. Let's open the products controller and go to the create action. Here we rendered the saved product information as text to the browser. Ideally, we should be rendering it as a template. At this point, we would need to initiate a get products/product ID request, which should invoke another action that would show us that saved product. Here is where the show action comes in the picture. Rails typically names an action that shows a saved resource as show. Let's create an empty show action in our controller and a show.html.erb template within the views products folder. Show.html.erb. Next, in the create action, we should redirect to the show action as soon as the product is created to be able to show the created product to the user. Now, our show action should return the saved product, or rather display the saved product, and this is possible only if we provide it the ID of the product, so it can do a find for that product. For this to happen, the create action should provide the ID while redirecting to the show action. So let's add the line, redirect to action show, and provide it the ID of the saved product. Let's delete the line that was rendering it as text. Now in our show action, let's do a product find, and since the ID is available in the params hash, let's use that to find the product, and let's assign this to an instance variable. And when you assign this to an instance variable, it becomes available in the view show.html.erb. So here we are using the find method of active record. Using model.find, specifying the primary key, you can retrieve the object corresponding to the specified primary key that matches any supplied options. For example, product find 2345 will generate the SQL query select all from products where ID equal to 2345 limit 1. This query will raise an active record not found exception if no matching record is found. Now that we received our saved product object back in the show template, let's add some code to the show template, indicating that we have arrived at the show template and we're looking at the show template. We are in the show template, and here is the saved product information, and let's make use of the instance variable product to see the attributes of the saved product. And now let's navigate to start our server, and open our browser. and create a new product. Square bowl. Serving fruits, and let's have a price for that and save it. And we are able to see the text that we just entered in the show template, including the attributes of the saved product. And this is the ID of the product in the table, which shows that everything worked just fine. Now let's add some content to our show template so that we can display the product neatly, well formatted using the template. Recall we assigned the product we queried to an instance variable. This is so that the instance variables are available to use in the view. So keeping that in mind, let's add these lines. Let's delete that and write a heading for the product. Let's add a table structure. tr th for the name, description, and price. And let's make use of the instance variable that is supplied to the view to render the product information. So let's save that as a tr, and let's create some TDs with the product information at product.name, and let's copy over the data and extract the description and price. Now when we resubmit a new product, we can see our product details well formatted. So let's go to the browser and create a new product. And let's set a price to it and save it. And we see a well formatted product listing. Now, while on this page, let's think about where to navigate next. Let's say we wish to go to the product listing page, where you see an entire list of all products persisted to the database. So for that, let's add a link in this template to go to the product listing page and make use of the Rails helper tag link to. So let's go to our show template and add a link to tag and name the link homepage and let it point to the product's path. Here the tag creates a link tag with a specified name using a URL created by the product's path. Recall that the product's path points to the product's controller's index action from the routes listing you get when you run rake routes. Now let's create an empty index action and an empty template index.html.erb. index.html.erb, and let's go to the products controller and create an index action. Now the index action should supply all the existing products to the view. So let's add the code to achieve this. So we can do a product.all and assign it to an instance variable products, because this is the collection of products. And in the view file, let's add listing all products as a heading and create a table. And maybe we can copy over some of the information from here to save time. Now this is the information for a product, so we would need to create it for multiple products, and since we have a collection at products, this would be within a loop. So let's write some code here to loop through the products collection. And let's end the loop here. And let's change this to product, since the variable you used is product, and save the index.html.erb. Now let's go back to the browser and refresh the page, and there you go, you see the home page link that you just created that links to the index page, which lists all the product information. So this is a well formatted product listing. However, there is some extra information here that we can get rid of. Let's go to the index.html.erb, and we would not want to see the product's attributes. We only want to see a clean listing of all the products. So I removed the equal to, and let's go back to this page and refresh, and there you go. Now let's think about how to update a product information. And just as the operation suggests, we should be naming our action, or rather actions, as edit and update. Edit would show you the form to be able to update information for a product, and that would submit to the update action. So let's create an empty edit action and its corresponding template, edit.html.erb. And we might as well create the update action as well. So let's create def edit and def update. Now the update action should take us back to the show template. So we would not need to create a template for the update action, but we would need to create a template for the edit action. Now the edit action obviously is should provide a form to be able to edit a product, and that would be similar to the new products form for creating new products. So we might as well copy over the new.html.erb and name it edit.html.erb. And the edit action would be similar to the show action in terms of finding the ID of a product. So edit would be to edit the information of a particular product, provided you give it the ID. So it will have the ID information in the params, and you would need to do a product dot find for the product that you would need to update. And your edit.html.erb, even though it's similar to the new.html.erb, there are two things that we would need to change here. One is the action that the form would be posting to, and the method of submission. So unlike the new product form, which gets posted to the create action, the edit form should get routed to the update action. Recall the routes listed when we ran the rake routes command. There was one that referenced the update action, and it was called product path with the product ID with the patch HTTP method. So we can either change the action name to update and provide the name as patch, or we can make use of the Rails helpers product path and provide the product ID and specify the method as patch. Next, let's define let's update the update action. And just like in the edit, you would need to do a find, as you would be providing when you submit the form. It would get the ID of the product for whom you want to update the product information, and let's assign this to an instance variable product, and let's do an update on that product based on the params that you pass from the form. And you would want to permit the following attributes: description, price, and this was covered in the previous session regarding the usage of permit. And eventually, let us redirect to add product, which will redirect to the show template, providing it the ID. Now, the update method used here is used when you want to update a record that already exists, and it accepts a hash containing the attributes that you want to update. Now, the thing to note here is that you do not need to pass all attributes to the update method. For example, if you'd call product.update price $24.99, Rails would only update the price attribute, leaving all other attributes untouched. Now let's try creating and updating a product's information and confirm everything works fine. Let's go to the browser and let's update. Let's go to the edit form, and since we have not created a link to for edit, let's navigate to the edit like so, products/1, meaning to show the product information for product ID 1, and if you have a /edit with it, it automatically takes you to the edit form. So here we are updating the information for the product named casserole, and let's update the price to $25.99, and let's save it, and there you go, the price is updated. So everything works as expected. Now let's move on to the delete operation. Following the REST convention, the route for deleting a product is delete product/ID. Let me stop for a bit here and leave this as a tiny assignment. Why don't you try creating a link for show, edit, and delete product in the main product listing page beside each product. The show and edit actions have already been explained. However, this time you would need to write your own destroy action. Let me tell you one thing to make it easier. The link to path for the delete and edit will be the same except for the method type. With this, our 5th session comes to an end. So summarizing the topics covered here, we learned how to create actions for show, index, and edit. We went into the code a little bit deeper and made best use of RESTful routing in our code and used a few more active record methods. Thanks for watching.